Did you know that in the 1970s, Disney started construction on a city of the future? You're probably thinking Epcot, right? Well, no, it wasn't Epcot. Welcome to an early morning meeting of the Dull Disney Club. If you're new here, the Dull Disney Club is a club where we talk about dull Disney things that most people wouldn't care about, but we find super interesting. And today I couldn't be more excited to talk about this because yes, in the early 1970s, Disney created a community of tomorrow. You see, after the passing of Walt Disney in 1966, the company was left kind of in a state of confusion. What on earth were they going to do with the plans for Epcot, the city of the future? And so what they did was they decided to create a smaller version, kind of a trial, using a lot of the same philosophy of Epcot. And if that was successful, maybe they would go on with Epcot, the true city of the future. And so before Magic Kingdom even opened, foundations were already being poured for this new community. It was called the Lake Buena Vista Community, the host community to Walt Disney World. And when I say that this is going to have a lot of the same philosophy as Epcot, I mean it. First of all, this entire community was going to be car-free. People would get around by walking, biking, taking electric carts, taking horseback riding, people movers, and monorails. People were going to live right on property. They actually constructed townhomes and 4 model homes that people were going to live in, and they leased them out in the meantime. And then people could also work right there. They built an office complex and then play. They had plans to offer so many recreational activities. The first one was creating the Buena Vista Club, which had tennis, golf, swimming, a restaurant. That's still there today, FYI. The second plan was to expand and create all these aquatic activities on Lake Mabel and Lake Bryan, which they never really got around to doing that. And also creating a commercial shopping area where people could go and shop and go to restaurants. That might ring a bell, right? And so the Lake Buena Vista community was being advertised, but there was one huge problem, and that was that Disney was realizing they didn't want people to live on property. They didn't want residents because those residents would have voting rights. And so the concept was a little bit flawed, but they did continue building some pieces. Like when they started building Epcot about 7 years later, they ordered a lot of extra monorail track to expand the monorail to the Lake Buena Vista community. But then Epcot came in way over budget. Epcot came in at $1.2 billion. It was like almost double what they expected. And the entire Disney company really had to scale back. This is also at a time that a new CEO was about to come in, Michael Eisner. There were a lot of changes, and so they kind of put a pause on this. And while Michael Eisner said that he would explore it and look into it, eventually he just had other priorities. And so what they did was they took all of these little pieces of the Lake Buena Vista community and they transformed it into something else. Michael Eisner turned those old townhouses and the other buildings they built into the Disney Institute, which was a really cool hotel concept he had, later became Saratoga Springs. The Buena Vista Club I mentioned, that's also at Saratoga Springs. That's the golf clubhouse with the turf club. And then the shopping district eventually was able to evolve into what we know now today as Disney Springs. Anyway, we are a little over time, so we'll have to talk about this in our next meeting. This meeting of the Dull Disney Club is officially adjourned.